And we're back for our daily NBA predictions here on Monday, April 7th. We've only got 2 games today in the National Basketball Association, but we're going to go over both of them. One being played in Detroit, Michigan, between the Detroit Pistons and the Sacramento Kings, and the other one down in South Beach between the Miami Heat and the Philadelphia 76ers. The Kings-Pistons game matters. I guess the Heat are still fighting for positioning, and obviously the 76ers make an appearance tonight. Great. I don't know who makes these schedules. Honestly, like, you couldn't have moved a couple games for Tuesday to tonight? Like, there's no late night game? I don't understand. I don't know who's making the schedules, but regardless, we are in the final week of the NBA regular season. We will have our play-in and playoff predictions, obviously, next week. But stay tuned to the channel and make sure to subscribe for daily NBA predictions for the rest of the 2025 campaign. And before we get into the video, folks, make sure to go check out our MLB Best Bets. And today, our final college basketball Best Bets video of the 2024-2025 season. Today is obviously the national championship game between the Florida Gators and the Houston Cougars. So make sure to check out that video, the final one of the year. That is linked in the description down below. Along with our UFC 314 predictions, Alexander Volkanovski versus Diego Lopez for the vacant UFC Featherweight Championship. And in the co-main event, Paddy the Baddy takes on Iron Michael Chandler. And then later today on Greedo Plays MMA, we will have our PFL World Tournament 2 predictions in the main event. Talia Santos taking on Juliana Velasquez for the PFL in the women's flyweight division. Okay, let's get on to the first of our 2 games today, starting things off in Detroit, Michigan for the Detroit Pistons and the Sacramento Kings. So shout out to the Kings. They are in the play-in. They're in. Everything that needed to go their way yesterday went their way. I didn't think they were going to beat the Cleveland Cavaliers, but I will give credit to where credit is due. The Kings are in. I don't think there is anything that can take them out at this point, because if I'm not mistaken, they have tiebreakers over everybody. So the Kings are in the play-in. This abysmal season gets to continue in Sacramento, right? I mean, the year De'Aaron Fox leaves, they still find a way to the play-in. The Kings are still trying to jockey for position in terms of being the 9 or the 10 seed. I mean, obviously, you much rather get that one play-in game at home than going to Dallas. So the Kings are obviously going to continue to try to win games. They're taking on the Detroit Pistons, who are in a fight as well. I think this team much rather get the Indiana Pacers in the first round than the New York Knicks. And it's not even matchup-wise like, oh, we think the Pacers are the easier matchup. No, I just know the Pistons want to play Indiana because they have some fake rivalry with them, at least a one-sided rivalry. Detroit hates Indiana, and they are going to be pushing to try to get that 5 seed so they get the Pacers in the first round. Hell, I think we all want to see that. That's going to create for the best basketball. I mean, Bucks, Pacers, and Pistons, Knicks. I think we know how both of those series go, and sure, I think we know how Pacers, Pistons, and Bucks, Knicks go as well, but at least you get entertainment out of both of those series, I think, rather than Pacers, Bucks, Pacers in 5, Pistons, Knicks, Knicks in 6. Like, I mean, maybe Knicks in 5. No, Knicks in 6. It depends if Brunson's back. Anyways, I like the Pistons to dominate the Kings tonight. I think that should come to the surprise of absolutely nobody. Cade Cunningham is back and healthy. Tobias Harris tonight questionable with the heel injury, and Jalen Duren is questionable with a leg injury. Why is the Sacramento Bee reporting that? We couldn't get a Detroit source. Jaden Ivey, I don't know when he's going to be back, right? I mean, hell, the playoffs are in a week and a half at this point, so we'll see when he returns. But Ivey had the huge leg injury earlier in 2025. We will see if he can return at some capacity for the playoffs this season. But Cade Cunningham is healthy, and what a job he has done with this Detroit Pistons team. I mean, I guess he's still the favorite to win the Most Improved Player of the Year award this season, which is blasphemous because, like, I mean, it's just, it's stupid. You're the number 1 overall pick. Yeah, you're supposed to be good. And I'm not hating on Cade at all. That's Dyson Daniels' award, and it's so stupid if it's not. But he's done a great job this year, right? You got to give a lot of credit to Tim Hardaway Jr., who's had a great season this year for the Pistons, starting every single night. Asar Thompson's been really good. You look at the bench unit. Malik Beasley is one of the leading three-point shooters all year long this season. Dennis Schroeder has been very good in his 3rd team this season. All around, the Pistons have been very great this year, right? You look at their record, they're 43-35. They're expected to win this game against the Kings, and I expect them to cover as well with the -7.5 spread on this. Especially with Sacramento on a second night of a back-to-back. Yeah, they beat the Cavs. Unbelievable stuff, I'm not going to lie, winning that game by 7 points. Zach LaVine with 37, Sabonis with 9, DeRozan with 7. Okay, well, 9 rebounds, DeRozan 7 assists. I'm surprised, I'll be honest, because yesterday I just said, I made my whole case about how the Kings should completely tear things down. They should only keep 3-4 players. I said you should keep Laravia, you should keep Keegan Murray, and you should keep Devin Carter. And then since no one's going to trade for Levine, you might as well keep him around and be the one vet on the squad who's going to do a lot of scoring and probably make an all-star game because of the scoring output. I still firmly believe that. A win over the Cavaliers doesn't change that for me, but it does show, okay, the Kings at their best can do that, and they can get you in one game. They're not going to win 7-game series against pretty much anybody in the Western Conference, and I don't even think they get out the play-in, but if they do, good luck against OKC. But hey, who told you the Lakers were beating the Thunder yesterday? Who told you the Rockets were beating the Warriors? And who told you the Pacers were beating the Nuggets? Just saying, 3 dogs, all plus 200 and above. Just saying, this is what we do here. The Sacramento Kings, just because they beat the Cavs doesn't mean they're going to hang with the Pistons. They're going on the road, second out of a back-to-back. I'm all over Detroit here, -7.5. I don't think the game's competitive. Keegan Murray, I believe, is questionable for this game, right? Yeah, Murray didn't play yesterday. We'll see if he plays today. It's just the Kings are coming off of probably their best win of the year. They're due for regression in this spot, and I don't think Sacramento beats Detroit. Cade Cunningham's playing in this Pistons team. We'll see. Hopefully Duren plays, because obviously Duren really helps the cause. But I'm taking the Detroit Pistons. The Kings are the one in a second out of a back-to-back, and the Pistons are at home in Michigan. So I'm taking Detroit to win the basketball game, and I'm taking the Pistons to cover the 7.5 points as well. Let's go into our final game of the night, and we go to South Beach, to Miami, Florida, for the Miami Heat and the Philadelphia 76ers. We're taking Miami -14.5. We're taking Philadelphia plus 14.5. Excuse me. We're taking Miami money line at Philadelphia plus 14.5. I feel like this is like almost disrespectful, to be honest. I understand the last time these two teams played, Miami beat them by 30 plus. I get that. In all fairness to the Sixers, though, they've covered this game in their last 3 games that they played. Yeah, they lost every single one of those. So you look at their last 3, losing in New York to the Knicks by 14. That's a cover. Milwaukee at home losing by 13. That's a cover. Minnesota at home losing by 5. That's a cover. Quentin Grimes led them in scoring in 2 of those nights with 26 and 28. The other game, Adem Bona with 28 points, leading the Sixers in scoring. And as always, you got to look at the Sixers injury report. It's a lot, right? Again, you got the normal suspects who are out for the year: McCain, Gordon, PG, Embiid, Maxey. But now Gershon Yabusele, one of their starters, out due to personal reasons today. Kelly Oubre out with a knee injury. Justin Edwards, questionable with the rib injury. Andre Drummond out with the toe injury. And Kyle Lowry, questionable with the hip injury. As for Miami, they have lost back-to-back games. That's why I think the 14.5 points is a little confusing, I'll be honest. They lost to Milwaukee at home, yes, and lose to Memphis at home as well. Sure, the Memphis game very close. John Morant hits the game winner. The Bucks game an overtime spot, but Milwaukee does walk away with the victory. Miami is a team that's 8 games under 500. They've already locked up the play-in spot. They are now just trying to, at best, get into the 7-8 game. That would take a stretch. But realistically, the Heat are trying to get the 9-10 game at home, because right now that game would be played at the United Center in Chicago, Illinois. I personally think Orlando's going to drop into the 9-10 still. I understand they have 2 games in the Bulls. Look at the Magic's final schedule here. Atlanta, Boston, Indiana, Atlanta. I actually think the Magic are going to lose out. And I think the Bulls will still get the 8 seed and take on the Hawks in the first play-in game. That's not just hope. You look at it, it makes sense that's going to happen. So anyways, the Heat's injury situation, there's a lot tonight. We'll see if Tyler Hero plays. He's a big factor. Obviously, Hero's the best guy, all-star of the season, questionable with the thigh injury. Alec Burks questionable. Wiggins questionable. Kevin Love's still out due to personal reasons. So we said this last time the Heat played. What's going on with Kevin Love? I don't know. There really hasn't been an update. Every day the Heat tweet out that he's out with personal issues, and I look at the comments trying to find something from Heat fans, and there's really no update. The Heat fans they don't seem bothered by it. So I don't know what's going on with Kevin Love. Hayward Highsmith questionable with an Achilles injury. Isaiah Stevens out, foot injury, and Jovic still out with the hand injury. So what does that leave Miami tonight? Well, a starting lineup of likely, let's say Hero doesn't play. The worst it could get from Miami tonight is Davion Mitchell, Duncan Robinson, Hayward Highsmith, Bam Adebayo, Khalil Ware. Wow, that's a big lineup, but that's probably what it would be. Or maybe Jaquez, probably Jaquez. We'll see. And then for the Sixers, they're very injured. Let's say probably Jared Butler, Quentin Grimes, Lonnie Walker, Ricky Council, Adem Bona. Wow, this is poverty hoops tonight, man. This is crazy. This is the game on the marquee tonight. No, sorry, Kings Pistons got NBA TV tonight. Wow, this is bad. This is why we're taking Philly on the points, guys. When there is so much uncertainty around a basketball game and there's so many different factors, and I get the games in Miami, but with all this involved, and I get it, the Sixers are 23-55 this season, but when there are that many factors surrounding a basketball game, just take the team with the points. 14.5. Do you think the Sixers can cover this? I think so. We don't even know if Tyler Hero is going to play. We don't know if Alec Burks is playing. He's another one of their starters. They're missing. They might be out 2 starters tonight. They could be without 3. Okay, I'm not going to trust the Heat to cover this line. They've lost back-to-back games. And Philly, for as bad as they've been, they have covered this line 3 straight games as well. So I'm going to take the Philadelphia 76ers here on the points, plus 14.5. Yes, it is not our best slate of the year. If you want good basketball to bet on tonight, bet on the NCAA championship game. We got you covered. Link in the description down below for our college basketball or NCAA tournament championship game best bets. And also, check out the MLB best bets. There's a lot of stuff over there today too. But again, we predict every single NBA game here on the channel, and this is the limited sample size that we do get. Again, I think the plan is going to go in the Eastern Conference because we're talking about the Heat. I think they are going to get stuck with 10. I personally think we still are going to get the Florida matchup. I know Orlando's 7 right now, but look at their remaining schedule, and if the Hawks do what they're supposed to do, they will bump the Magic down to the 9-10 game, and we'll get that Hawks-Bulls annual classic in the play-in winner to go to the playoffs. We'll see what happens down the stretch, though. But tonight, I got Heat money line, Sixers spread, and we've got Pistons money line and spread as well. Don't play the money lines in either of the games. There's no value. So, folks, thank y'all for watching our NBA predictions here for April 7th. We'll be back tomorrow for a way better schedule of games on April 8th. Some huge games. Lakers, Thunder Part 2. Boston, New York. Doesn't really matter at this point anymore. But Orlando, Atlanta. There's some games tomorrow. Make sure to join us for that. For tomorrow, folks, thank y'all for watching. Make sure that subscribe button down below for more, and Mamba forever.